Thank you for the introduction. I am a PhD student and I will talk about crack-film pinning at pattern planar interface in multilayer films. If you look at this image, it's an infrared image of a building. In red, you can see a lot of energy losses through classical windows. In order to fight this phenomenon, we can deposit a low emissivity layers on the glass. It allows to less enter the sunlight, but reflects the internal heat in the room, so we can save a lot of energy. Those films are very complex, but in our study, we modelize it by a silver layer between two zinc oxide layers on a glass substrate. The problem with these silver layers is the adhesion. We have a lot of classical delaminations and scratches on this type of device. The aim of our study is to improve the adhesion of those layers. One phenomenon which can help us is self-texturation of thin silver layers. If the silver layer is very thin, less than 5 nanometers, we have self-texturation. Here we have a 10 image of a silver layer deposited on zinc oxide, and in black it's not silver, it's zinc oxide, and in white it's silver. With this type of self-texturation, we have a very huge reinforcement of adhesion, because if we simply calculate the adhesion with a mixture law by meaning the different adhesion, we don't have the measure adhesion, which is higher. The explication of this phenomenon should be strong pinning at nanoscale, but with this type of device, it's impossible to see the front, as the patterns are very, very thin. The aim of the study is to reproduce this image at macroscopic scales and study the pinning with this image. We first begin by a simple study with a strong adhesion of a bond, which with simply masking. In this type of samples, we have silver, which are very low adhesion, and an interface between zinc oxide and zinc oxide, which is very high. In order to study this sample, we have a double controller beam test. It's a test which a blade allows propagating a fracture between two weak interface. We can visualize the crack fronts here and the load of the blade. The advantages are we have a direct view of the front, a 2D fracture between the two glasses, but we have finite dimensions. It's very current for experimentations. But as we wanted to compare with pinning models, it can be not very convenient. We have the successive equilibria position. Of those positions are equilibria. With the global method of calculus, the energy release rate, we have the mean energy release rate. The local approach can calculate the local variation with pinning models. So we have experimentally this deformation of the crack front, and the fitting with the pinning models is very powerful. The aim is to have more complex figures. It's impossible with direct masking, so we use photolithography protocol. Here, the masking is done with resin, and with insolation, development, and liftoff, we can have this type of samples with strong area adhesion and weak area adhesion. You can recognize here the ACL image we have in the beginning, but with more conveniently size. We begin our study with the simple bond, and the fitting are with the pinning model are still very good, but we have a strange peak value here when we enter in the strong bond adhesion. It is due to another phenomenon, which is bifurcation to another interface. Here, it's an interface between glue and zinc oxide. So we have pinning, so it's correct, but we don't have really the same pinning that in other experiments. But as we have pinnings, we can continue our study. We can see here the deformation of the crack fronts when it's entering contact of the strong adhesion of area. If we apply the Kalinin law, we can calculate the energy release rate for each front, and it's bigger than the mixing law, which is meaning the different area of strong energy and weak energy. It is due to pinning. We can calculate this pinning by the local approach, which can fit the different variation of the crack fronts. We have a correct fitting for the crack front, but the energy release rate is not really constant. It is due to the difficulty to calculate the energy release rate when the crack front is in the interface between a strong area and a weak area. We can compare our experiments here with the self-texturation. It's slightly the same curve, but not the good value. So we have a good qualitative results, and the quantitative results has to be improved. To conclude, we have a good experimental approach to copy complex figures. We have good quantitative results with deformation of crack fronts, and the pinning is strong but not enough because here the different strong area are randomly, and maybe with improvement of those area it can be better. Thank you for your attention.